Hello, in this video we're going to be creating a Python program which monitors your YouTube channel for when you upload new videos and then creates a new tweet when you do make an upload. So if we switch over to here, this is what it's going to look like. I uploaded this video, LeetCode in C# for the challenge reverse integer, and when it uploaded, the Python program was running, it noticed it's uploaded and then created this tweet. So before we get started, you're going to be needing a YouTube channel and a Twitter channel so you can get access to the API. For your Twitter account, you'll need a phone number verification. Before we create our APIs first, let's create our project folder first. So I've got a folder here with VS Code. In the folder, there's a folder called API, which has two files. There's twitter.json, where you'll put your Twitter API credentials, and then youtube.json, where you'll put your API token. We then have app.py, which is where we'll have our code in, then requirements.txt, which is where we'll have the libraries which we need to import in there. So if we switch back to our web browser, we can make a start with creating our credentials, and we'll start with the YouTube. The URL is console.cloud.google.com. I'll have a link for that in the description. And from here on the top left, you should see this drop down, and then the option to create a new project. I'm not going to create a new project for this, but enter any of the information that it asks for. So once you have your project created, we're going to be enabling the YouTube API for your project. So to do that, you go to the top left navigation menu, API and services, then enabled API services. Then when this page loads, we click enable APIs and services. So when you get to this page, just search for YouTube, and we will be enabling the YouTube Data API v3. So we go there, this one should pop up, you select this, then there should be a button to enable it. So with that enabled, let's go back to the main page here, and we'll go to APIs and services, then we'll go to credentials, and then from here, create credentials, API key, and then there'll be an API key here. So what we'll do for now is copy this, then go to our project folder, go to youtube.json and paste the YouTube API into there. So now that we have our YouTube API key in our project, let's go get the Twitter credentials. So go back to our web browser and go to the website developer.twitter.com, which is also in the description. So you'll need to sign up for it. So there'll be a login page you go to, you log into there and log in with your Twitter credentials, and then that will get your account set up. So if we then go to the developer portal, you'll need to create a project. I've already got a project set up, so it should be over here, projects and apps. There'll be some way for you to create your project. So you just enter the information in there. When you've got that set up, your dashboard will look like this, where you've got project and the project app. First thing we're going to do is go to app settings. We will go to user authentication settings, user authentication setup, click edit. We want to change the app permission to read and write from read. Because we are creating a tweet on our own account, that's why we need write permission. So type of app, make it a web app. For callback URI, we won't be needing this, so I've just put in the localhost IP address, which you can also do. Then website URL, this is not important, so I just put my Twitter URL there, and that should be it. So then you save that, go back to here, we then go to keys and tokens. The tokens that we want are the access token and secret, which you can see here created with read and write permissions. And then we also want the consumer keys, the API key and secret. So when you're creating these, I'm not going to be able to show you copying and pasting them into VS Code, as I've already created the keys and I'm currently using them. So with API key and secret, you'll want to go here, twitter.json, paste the key and secret into here. Then back on here, the access token and secret. You want to copy and paste the access token here, and then the access token secret here. So I've added the credentials that I'm using for my own program into here, just so I can test along with you. So now let's actually get started with creating this program. So first thing we're going to do is go into the requirements.txt, which is going to contain the Python libraries which you need to import. So to interact with the Twitter API, we're going to be using the library called Tweepy. And then to interact with the Google API, we're going to be importing Google-API-Python-client. So if we save that, what we then need to do is open up a terminal. We then need to go to the directory where we have our project set up. So mine is in desktop YouTube Twitter, so cd for change directory, and then into the directory where you've got your project. Now we need to install the Python libraries that we're using, so we can do pip install -r, then requirements.txt. Pip will go through the requirements.txt file, it will install Tweepy, and then the library Google API Python client. So press enter to run that. Okay, so now both libraries are installed. Let's first test to see that we've got our API credentials working. So we switch over to app. We're then going to do import Tweepy, and then we're going to do from Google API client.discovery import build. So we'll first test the Twitter API to see if it's working. So we've got our credentials in the twitter.json directory. So we'll actually need to also import JSON so we can read it and parse it. So we'll first want to get the credentials from this file. So we'll do with open /API/twitter.json as f. We will then do Twitter creds equals json.load f. So this variable Twitter creds will have the dictionary of our credentials. So we're going to create variables for each of the different credentials we have. So we have consumer key equals Twitter creds, and this is the API key. Just going to duplicate these. Then it's consumer underscore secret, and that's the API key secret. We then have the access token, which we've called access token. Then the access token secret, which we have called access token secret. So using these credentials and Tweety, we're going to be creating a client which will allow us to interact with the API, and then with the API we're going to create a test tweet. So we're going to do client equals tweepy.client, and here consumer key equals consumer key, consumer secret equals consumer secret, access token equals access token, and access token secret equals access token secret. Let's just press enter there to make it more readable. So when this runs, it's going to use our credentials to authenticate and create the client for us, which can then be used to interact with the API. So we're going to just create a text variable which is going to contain our message. This is a test tweet using the Twitter API. Then what we're going to do is client.create_tweet text equals text. So this is all the code we need to create a new tweet. So if we run this by pressing F5, then select Python file for debug. Okay, it's ran, and as there were no error messages, I'm assuming it worked. So let's gonna head back to my Twitter. Let's see if that tweet worked. As you can see here, this is a test tweet using the Twitter API. So it has worked, and it has created this tweet, which I'm now going to delete. So if we go back to our VS Code, let's change this code so it's more usable in terms of what we are wanting it to do. So we're going to create a function, and we're going to call it tweet. So as this is tweeting when we upload a new YouTube video, we're going to pass the parameters of title and link. So title is what you named the video, and then link is the actual URL to get to your video. So we're going to put all this code inside of this function. What we're going to change is text right here. So we're going to change this to I have just uploaded a new YouTube video. Do a /n for new line. If you didn't notice, I've put F at the front, which is for formatting strings. So if you use if you use curly braces, you can just directly put your variable values into here. So this will be title, then new line, link. So if I go back to the example that I showed before, you can see I have just uploaded a new YouTube video. Then there's a new line here, which is for the title, and a new line here for the YouTube video link, which on Twitter embeds it like this. So if we go back, this should be all good for when we actually need it. So what we're going to do now is test whether the YouTube API is working. So there'll be a few things here. We're going to create a variable called YouTube ID. And this is going to contain the channel ID for your channel. So the way they can get your channel ID is by going to your own YouTube channel. So if you go to your YouTube channel ID is this up here. So this is my channel ID for my channel. So copy that, then go back to the VS Code and paste it in here. So to test whether our API credentials are working for YouTube, we're going to first import them. So we can do that with open ./API/YouTube.json as f. Then we are going to do YouTube_creds equals JSON.load f. Next, we're going to use the library to access the API. So we're going to create a variable called YouTube equals build, which is what we all imported from the Google library. So build allows you to access all of Google's APIs. So as we're only using YouTube, the first argument is YouTube, second argument is the version, which is v3, and then the third argument is the developer key, which is the API token that we got. So YouTube underscore creds, then API underscore token. So the part of the YouTube API that we're using will be the search function. So we're going to be searching for videos based on a channel given to it. So that's where the YouTube ID comes in. So we're going to be creating a variable called request equals YouTube.search parentheses .list. Then inside here we pass certain arguments that are required. So we need to do part equals snippet, channel ID equals the YouTube ID that we created, which is our channel's ID. Then we're going to order by date, just so we can get some things in order. By default, it will return 5 results. So we've created the request for doing the API request. So next we need to actually run it. So we'll do response equals request.execute. Execute. So what we can do next is just print the response and see if it worked. So let's run that. Okay, we got an error, and it's because I misspelled snippet. I did snipper. So let's quickly change that R to a T and rerun it. Okay, so this has worked. We can see below here. So if we scroll up to the top, got all this information. So what we're interested is this key called items. This contains in our search, items will contain all the videos that we've requested. So it returns an array, and inside this array, the first item is video, which we can see here. Title, LeetCode in C#, reverse as integer. So that's the most recent video that I've uploaded. As we've said, order equals date, so it's returning from your oldest video. So if you get this on your own channel, then it's all working. So now that we've verified that both the Twitter API and the YouTube API are working, let's actually start with retrieving the videos and turning them into tweets. So back up here for variables, we're going to be creating a new variable called YouTube_video_URL. So this is going to contain the value for the base URL for the YouTube link. So this will be yutu.be. This is like a shortened link which YouTube has, which allows you to go to YouTube videos with a short link. So we've got that there. So the way we're going to be verifying that a YouTube video has or hasn't already been tweeted is we're going to be saving the video info in a JSON file. So we're first going to have a check to see if video list exists. But first we need to import the OS library. So import OS. So this will be os.path.exist, and from here we're just going to do /videos.json. So depending on whether a file exists will determine how this will work. So if the list does exist, we're going to just print videos.json exists, just so we have some logging. Then with open videos.json, and we're going to be reading it as f previous videos equals json.loads. Oh, no, not loads, load sf. And if it doesn't exist, we're going to do an else print videos.json does not exist, and we're going to do previous videos equals an empty dictionary. So what's going to be in this JSON file is a dictionary where it's going to have keys for the video IDs, we'll have values for the title, the URL, and the date the video was created. So now that we've created the code to retrieve the video list, let's make some changes to how the request actually works. So the way that I plan for this to work is that it will only retrieve videos that were released in the past day, because we don't want it retrieving much older videos. So what we're going to do is add another parameter here for published after equals, but first before we do this, we need to import a few more libraries. So from date time, import date time, time delta, and time zone. So if we go back down, publish after, so for the video dates, UTC time is used, which is GMT 0. So if you look down here, for this first video, it says published at the 27th of November at 4 AM, but that's not the time I actually uploaded it. I'm in Perth, Australia, which is GMT plus 8, so, and I uploaded at 12 PM, so obviously 4 plus 8 is 12 PM, so it's using UTC time for all the dates, so it's easier for us to just use UTC time as well. So as we want to look at videos uploaded within the past 24 hours, we will get the current UTC time and then minus 1 day away from it. So for that, inside these parentheses, we'll do date time dot now, and we'll set the time zone of UTC. Then as we want to remove a day from it, we'll do time delta days equals 1. And as it's using ISO format for the dates, we'll then, outside of these parentheses, do .iso format. So this code here will perform the API request, and it will only retrieve videos released in the past 24 hours. So once this is all ran, and we've executed it and got the response, we're going to first do a check to see if there are actually any videos uploaded in the past 24 hours. So we can just do if len response, and the videos are in the key items. So if the length of response items is equal to 0, we're going to print no videos found, and then we're just going to straight up exit from the program, as there's nothing else that needs to be done. If there are videos uploaded in the past 24 hours, we're just going to do a print here for there were length of items videos uploaded in the past day. So if I were to run this now, it should return 1 video has been uploaded as, my mistake, I did double quotes here, so now this needs to be single quotes for the format string. So if we quickly run that again, yep, so I uploaded 1 video today, so it's saying there were 1 videos uploaded in the past day. So now let's carry on with this. So we're going to delete this print right here, but we're now going to iterate through the list of videos that are returned. Actually, before we carry on, I just realized there was something I forgot. For this API request, we're going to include max results as well. By default, it will only return 5 videos, so if you upload more than 5 videos in the past day, you won't see them. So we'll do max results equals 50, which is the highest they can go up to, and it's unlikely that you're going to be uploading more than 50 videos a day, so we'll just keep like that for safety. So back onto doing this, the response is going to have in items all the videos that were uploaded in the past day. So we're going to go through them and see which ones need to be tweeted or not. So we'll start off with for video in response items. If video ID then kind does not equal YouTube #video, So with this API request, it doesn't return just videos, it will also return things like playlists. And as we're only wanting videos, we want to make sure that the video type is of a video. So if video kind does not equal YouTube video, or video ID is in previous videos. So this is the videos.json file, and videos are only added to this JSON file if a tweet has already been done. So if this video does not need to be tweeted on, we will just continue on to the next one. If this is a brand new video which hasn't been tweeted before, we're going to be adding this video to the dictionary for the videos. So the key for this is video ID. This will equal a new dictionary key value pair of title, video snippet title, then URL. This will equal this variable created before, YouTube video URL, this plus the video ID, because that's how YouTube videos are listed as, or YouTube video URLs, it's just their video ID. Then we're also going to include the date, which is video snippet published at. So we've now saved the information into the dictionary. We're going to just do a print statement to say with that we have a new video. So print new video, and we'll do video. Need to do single quotes because it's inside a format string. Snippet title and creating tweet. So what we do next, if a video needs to be tweeted, we're now going to be using this function. So if we go back to the bottom, we now tweet the video. So we're going to be using this value here for the title, and then this value here for the URL. So when you make the API request, it's going to retrieve all the videos that were uploaded in the past 24 hours. We perform a check to see if the video is not a video or it already has been tweeted as it's in a JSON file, and if it's not, we then tweet the video. So once we've gone through all the videos, we're now going to be updating the videos JSON file. So with open videos.json, and this is going to be w plus as f json.dump previous videos f, and to make it look better, we're just going to do indent equals 2. So if everything's been written correctly, this should now work, and it will go through your previously uploaded videos and tweet about it. So let's do a check for that. I'm going to run it. So we can see here, videos.json does not exist. It's gone through, there was one video uploaded in the past 24 hours. It's found this one video uploaded and it's creating the tweet for it. If we go to our Explorer, we'll see there's now the videos.json file, and it has information for that video. And now if I go back to my Twitter, you should now see that the tweet was uploaded. Yep, which it has. But I'm going to now delete this. This is not needed. So the code is all working now, but there's going to be a few more improvements that we need to do for this, because I'm going to be showing you how to have this code run automatically, but to have that work properly, we're going to need to change a few things. So first thing we're going to do is going to be importing pathlib. So we're going to be creating a variable of the directory path for where this app file is. So let's do script directory equals pathlib.path __ file _ dot parent dot resolve, and then this returns a path object, so then we need to convert this to string like so. So every instance where we're using a file like this, we're going to need to change it to be using script directory. So we're going to be creating variables for each of these path locations, so we'll just do API Twitter JSON path, and this will equal script directory plus this right here, so without the dot, like so, and then we're just going to be pasting this for the open. So there's two more path directories that we are using, so that's API underscore YouTube underscore JSON underscore path equals script directory plus slash API slash YouTube dot JSON. And let's update that now. So that's over, okay, right here. So paste that here. And now we're going to do the videos file. So this is video underscore JSON underscore path equals script directory plus slash YouTube dot JSON. And now every instance that we use this file, we're going to be pasting this into there. So right here, paste here. So video list exists, opening it, and then writing to it. So here. So now that we've made these changes, let's just run it again and see if it works. Okay, it turns out I actually did make a mistake here, so video JSON file should not be youtube.json, it should be videos.json. I just ran it and actually created a new tweet because that file did not exist. So now that we've got the correct file, now let's run it, and it should, yep, so videos.json exists. There was one video uploaded in the past day, and because the video already exists in this file, it did not create a new tweet like it did here. So now that we've verified that this program is working, I'm going to show you how to have it automatically run on both Windows and Linux. So on Windows, press Windows plus R, and then we're going to type in task schd.msc. So this will bring up the task scheduler. So what we're going to do is create task. We're going to name this YouTube Tweeter. As we want this running at all times, we're going to have run whether users logged in or not, and we're going to run with highest privileges. So the trigger for this, we're going to have it begin the task on a schedule. Most of this doesn't matter, but what we're going to do is repeat task every 5 minutes. We'll stop the task if it's running for, let's say, just say 30 minutes, and then we'll click OK. Now the action we want is for the program to be ran, so we're doing new action. So the action is start a program, and we want to run Python, so let's browse for what that is. So by default, that will be users, your user account, app data, local, programs, Python, then the version of Python you want to use, and then python.exe. So that's the program that's running, and then the argument is the file that you want to run. So if I go to where I've got it installed here, we can do reveal in File Explorer to get the directory location. So we'll copy this, go back, add argument, then we'll do slash app.py. So we do OK, OK. As we made it not required for the user to be logged in to run, and for it to be ran with the highest privileges, it's asking for us to enter our password, so enter your password, and then OK. So now that it's created, we can view it down here. As we can see, active tasks, YouTube, Twitter, let's double click that, and we can see triggers at 3:22, currently 3:31, should run, and then every 5 minutes after that. So if it's never been ran, it'll show 1999, and then next time we'll be running, it'll be 3:32:35. So let's wait for that to happen. So it should have ran now, so if we click refresh on the right here, we can see that it has ran, and if we scroll to the right here, we can see that the operation completed successfully. I'm now going to show you how you can have this program run automatically on Linux. Okay, so I'm currently connected to my Raspberry Pi, which is running Linux, and I'm going to be using it to automatically run the program. So we're going to be using cron to run the program. So to see if you have anything in cron running, do cron tab -L. If you have nothing, typically we have a whole heap of commented out things, but I've got that removed. Now to actually have the program automatically run, first I'll show you ls. We've got all the files in here. Do pwd to show you the present working directory. So this is the location where we're going to be running the file. So to create the cron task, we do cron tab -e. So to have it run every 5 minutes, we're going to do */5 asterisk 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 asterisk. So this says basically every 5 minutes it will run. So I'm going to be running it with Python 3, and the directory where our program is /home/pi/YouTube Twitter/app.py. So you would put whatever directory that you're currently running it on. Then we need to save it. Then if we do cron tab -l, we can see that it has our program scheduled to run. I hope you found this video useful and that you are now able to automatically tweet when you upload a new YouTube video. If you have any questions, make sure to ask below and I'll do what I can to help. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new videos that I upload.